My child, stop worrying. I know that your mind has been moving faster than your body can rest. You have been trying to solve tomorrow before today has even ended. You have been rehearsing conversations that have not happened, carrying outcomes that are not yours to control, and looking at every unopened door as though it already contains an answer about your life. But I am with you. Not only when the answer becomes clear, not only when the money arrives, the relationship changes, the report comes back, the door opens, or the uncertainty finally leaves your mind. I am with you now in the middle of the unanswered question. Stay with me for a moment because I want you to understand what worry has been doing inside you. It has been asking you to carry a future you cannot yet see. It has been asking you to become responsible for every possible outcome. It has been telling you that if you think hard enough, plan far enough, and prepare for enough pain, then you will finally be safe. But my child, worry cannot make you safe. It can only make you tired. Before this message ends, I want you to see the difference between carrying responsibility and carrying fear. I want you to see that you can prepare without panicking, make wise choices without living in dread, and face the unknown without believing that the unknown has power over you. You have been carrying a weight that was never given to you. You have been carrying the imagined response of people you cannot control. You have been carrying the future of people you love, as though their every decision depends upon you. You have been carrying the pressure to get everything right, because you believe one wrong step will ruin what comes next. You have been carrying memories of what went wrong before, and using them to predict what must go wrong again. I see how exhausting that has been. I see how your body has learned to stay alert even when the room is quiet. I see how your mind checks every possibility before it lets you rest. I see the way you wake up already reaching for the next problem. I see the way a peaceful moment can make you nervous, because part of you has learned to expect something difficult to follow. But you do not have to live as though trouble is the truest thing about your future. You do not have to let fear become the narrator of every day. I am with you. Listen carefully. There is a difference between wisdom and worry. Wisdom looks at what is real. It asks what can be done today. It seeks counsel, notices the facts, and then takes the next faithful step. Worry runs beyond what is real. It imagines every disaster, repeats every fear, and calls that repetition preparation. Wisdom says, I will make the call I need to make. Worry says, I must predict every word that may be spoken before I make the call. Wisdom says, I will care for what is in my hands. Worry says, I must hold the entire future in my hands. Wisdom says, I will ask for help when help is needed. Worry says, if I need help, then I have failed. You have been listening to worry because it sounds urgent. It makes every thought feel like an emergency. It makes every delay feel dangerous. It tells you that rest is irresponsible, and that peace is something you can only receive after you have solved every problem. But peace is not the reward for perfect control. Peace is the place where you remember who is carrying you. You have asked, what if I do not know what to do? I will guide you one step at a time. You have asked, what if I make a mistake? You can learn, you can return, you can begin again. You have asked, what if the answer does not come soon? You are not abandoned in the waiting. You have asked, what if I cannot hold all of this? You were never meant to. There are things that belong to you. The truth you speak, the care you give your body, the choices you make, the boundaries you keep, the help you seek, the love you offer with wisdom. There are things that do not belong to you. Every person's reaction, every future outcome, every closed door, every delay, every uncertainty that has not yet revealed its purpose. Learn to tell the difference. Stay with me, because this distinction can change the way you breathe. You do not have to deny that something matters in order to release it. You can care deeply and still let go of the illusion that you must control the result. You can love someone and stop carrying their choices as though they are your assignment. You can work faithfully and stop measuring your worth by an outcome you cannot force. I am not asking you to become careless. I am asking you to become free. There is a reason Jesus spoke about the birds of the air and the lilies of the field. He was not telling people to ignore their needs. He was reminding them that their lives are more than a list of threats waiting to happen. The one who gives life also sees what life requires. You have been looking at your need and assuming that need is proof you are alone. It is not. Need is part of being human. Uncertainty is part of being human. The future being unfinished is part of being human. But you are not alone in any of it. My child, I am with you before the answer arrives. I am with you while you wait for the call. I am with you in the room where you do not know what to say. I am with you in the night when your thoughts begin to race. I am with you in the morning when the same question returns. Do not give your whole heart to a future you have not yet lived. Come back to this moment. Take one breath. Notice what is actually in front of you. Ask what is yours to do today. Then let the rest be held by hands stronger than yours. You do not have to carry tomorrow tonight. My child, there is a future you keep trying to hold so tightly that it has become difficult to receive the present. You are reaching ahead in your mind, trying to decide what every next season must look like. You are trying to make certain that nothing will surprise you. You are trying to prepare yourself so completely that disappointment will never be able to touch you again. I understand why. You have known moments that came without warning. You have known news that changed the shape of a day. You have known people who said they would stay and then did not. You have known plans that looked secure until they suddenly were not. And after enough unexpected pain, the heart can begin to believe that constant vigilance is the price of survival. But constant vigilance is not the same as peace. It can make you miss the life that is already happening around you. It can make you stand in a room with people who love you, while your mind is somewhere in an imagined crisis. It can make you receive a good moment and immediately begin searching for the reason it cannot last. It can make you look at a gift and only see what you might lose. Stay with me, because I want to speak to the part of you that is always preparing for the worst. You have called this preparedness. Sometimes it is only pain trying to prevent itself from being surprised again. You have thought, if I expect the worst, I will be less hurt when it comes. But expecting loss does not protect your heart from loss. It only asks your heart to experience the pain before anything has happened. You have carried grief in advance. You have felt rejected before anyone rejected you. You have called yourself a failure before you had the chance to try. You have mourned futures that never came to pass. And all the while, you have been using strength that was meant for today. I want to restore your attention to today. Not because today is always easy. Not because today holds every answer. But because today is where grace meets you. Today is where you can eat, rest, speak, work, pray, and choose the next right thing. Today is where you can receive a kind word without turning it into a question about tomorrow. Today is where you can recognize a need and respond to it without carrying the whole year at once. You have asked me to reveal the entire path. But a path is walked one step at a time. You do not need a guarantee for every mile before you take the next faithful step. Think of the Israelites in the wilderness. They were given manna for each day. They could not store it up as a way of avoiding tomorrow's dependence. They were taught, again and again, That provision would meet them as they moved through the day they had been given. You have been trying to store up emotional certainty for every tomorrow. You want enough reassurance today to make you immune to every fear that may arise later. But I am not asking you to become immune to being human. I am teaching you to return to me when you are afraid. That return is not a failure. It is faith. Every time your mind runs ahead, you can come back. Every time you begin to rehearse disaster, you can ask, what is true right now? Every time you start carrying a question that has no answer yet, you can release it and say, I will meet this when it becomes mine to meet. This is not denial. It is discipline. It is the discipline of refusing to live 10 lives at once inside your thoughts. You are living one life, one day, one conversation, one decision at a time. My child, you are not required to solve every possible future version of yourself. You only need to be faithful with the person you are becoming now. The future will ask things of you when it arrives, and when it does, you will not arrive empty. You will arrive with every lesson you have learned, every strength you have built, every prayer that has kept you, every person who has helped you, and every grace I will provide in that moment. Do not assume tomorrow's burden must be carried with today's strength. Tomorrow will have its own strength. You have been worried that you will not be able to handle what comes next, but you are imagining tomorrow without the help that will meet you there. You are imagining the hard conversation without the courage you will receive. You are imagining the loss without the comfort that will surround you. You are imagining the change without the wisdom that will grow in you. You are imagining the unknown without me. Do not do that to yourself. When you imagine the future, remember that I am already there. I am not only with you in the moment you understand, I am ahead of you in the moment you fear. The next season is not empty of my presence. The closed door is not outside my sight. The decision you have not made is not beyond my care. The question you have not answered is not too complicated for me. You do not need to know everything in order to be held. Come back to the present. Come back to your breath. Come back to the room you are in. Come back to the truth that you are here and I am with you. The future is not asking you to carry it tonight. Let it wait in my hands. My child, worry has been taking more from you than you realize. It has been taking rest from your nights. It has been taking presence from your conversations. It has been taking joy from the good things that have already been placed in your hands. It has been taking your ability to notice that you are tired because it keeps convincing you that stopping would be dangerous. It has been taking your gentleness with yourself. You have been so focused on preventing what might happen that you have not noticed how much you have already survived. You have been so focused on what could go wrong that you have not allowed yourself to see the ways you have been sustained. You have been so focused on guarding against disappointment that you have sometimes closed the door on delight. I am not telling you this to make you feel guilty for being anxious. Anxiety is not a moral failure. Fear is not proof that you are faithless. It is a signal. It is a place asking for care. But I do not want fear to become the only voice that tells you what is important. Stay with me because I want to show you what your worry is trying to protect. Often, worry is trying to protect a hope that once felt unsafe. You worry about a relationship because you care about being loved. You worry about money because you care about safety. You worry about your health because you care about life. You worry about your family because you care about them deeply. Worry attaches itself to what you value, then convinces you that constant fear is the same as love. But love is not constant panic. Care is not endless self-torment. You can care for what matters without punishing yourself with every imagined outcome. You can pray for the people you love without trying to live their lives inside your nervous system. You can plan for your needs without turning every decision into a verdict about your worth. You can seek medical care, financial counsel, honest conversation, or wise guidance without making your heart a hostage to uncertainty. There are things you can do. Do them with calm attention. And there are things you cannot do. Let them be held. You have been afraid that releasing worry means you do not care enough. But releasing worry is not giving up on what you love. It is refusing to let fear destroy the very life you are trying to protect. My child, your body has been telling you something. Your shoulders have been tight. Your breathing has been shallow. Your sleep has been interrupted. Your mind has returned to the same question after you already thought through it many times. This is not proof that you are broken. It may be your whole self saying, I need rest, I need care, I need a gentler way. Listen without shame. You are not weak because you need rest. You are not irresponsible because you need to pause. You are not failing because you cannot keep operating at the speed fear demands. There is a difference between responding to a real problem and allowing a problem to occupy every room of your mind. You can set aside a time to make a plan. You can write down what needs to be done. You can ask a safe person for perspective. You can pray clearly instead of repeatedly spiraling through the same fear. Then you can return to your day. You can drink water. You can step outside. You can sleep. You can let your mind be quiet for a few minutes without believing you have neglected something important. Worry will tell you that quiet equals danger. But quiet can be where you hear what is true. The psalmist wrote of being led beside still waters and having the soul restored. Stillness is not emptiness, it is restoration. You have been so used to internal noise that calm may feel unfamiliar at first. Do not run from it. Let calm teach you. Let your body learn that every moment does not require a fight. Let your heart learn that peace does not mean you have forgotten your responsibilities. Let your mind learn that it can release one thought without losing control of your life. You have been carrying a false responsibility, the belief that you must anticipate pain before pain arrives. But pain does not need you to prepare a room for it. You do not need to practice suffering in advance. You do not need to rehearse bad news to prove you are realistic. You do not need to turn every silence into a warning. You can wait without assuming the worst. You can be uncertain without writing a story of disaster. You can say, I do not know yet, and let that be enough for now. This is a form of courage. It is courage to sit with what you do not know without becoming consumed by it. It is courage to trust that your life is more than the fear inside your thoughts. It is courage to keep your heart available to goodness even after disappointment. I know you have been hurt before. I know there were moments you wished you could have seen coming. I know there were times when you felt unprepared for what life brought. But you are not that same person now. You have grown. You have learned. You have survived. You have people, wisdom and strength you did not have before. Do not keep speaking to yourself as though you are still powerless. You are not powerless. You may not control every outcome, but you can choose how you will meet this day. You can choose honesty over denial. You can choose a plan over panic. You can choose rest over endless rehearsal. You can choose to receive help. You can choose to remember that I am with you. My child, worry has taken enough from you. It has taken enough mornings. It has taken enough sleep. It has taken enough joy from moments that could have been gentle. Today, give yourself permission to step out of its grip. Not all at once. One thought at a time. One breath at a time. One faithful moment at a time. I am not rushing you. I am walking with you back toward peace. My child, receive what is given for today. You have been trying to borrow strength from days that have not arrived. You have been reaching into tomorrow for answers, then becoming discouraged because tomorrow has not yet shown you what it will require. But today has gifts of its own. Today has breath. Today has a body that deserves care. Today has one honest task, one needed conversation, one moment of rest, one small choice toward peace. Today has enough grace for today. You have been waiting for a giant wave of certainty, but I often meet you through daily bread. Daily bread is not always dramatic. It is the strength to get out of bed when the day feels heavy. It is the courage to answer the call you have been avoiding. It is the patience to take one problem at a time. It is the provision that arrives in a form you did not expect. It is the person who sits beside you when you thought you had to be alone. It is the thought that interrupts your spiral and says, "Come back, breathe. You do not have to solve this all now. Stay with me, because this may be the part you have been overlooking." You have believed that a meaningful life must always feel like progress you can measure. But some days, faithfulness looks quiet. Some days, it looks like resting before you collapse. Some days, it looks like choosing not to react from fear. Some days, it looks like not checking for the answer one more time. Some days, it looks like letting a question remain unanswered until you have more information. Do not call those days wasted. They are part of the life you are learning to live. You have been hard on yourself because you expected every day to carry the same amount of output. But you are not a machine. You are a person. You have seasons of energy and seasons of recovery. You have days of clarity and days when the next right thing is simply to be gentle with yourself. I am not disappointed by your need for rhythm. The earth itself has rhythm. Morning and evening, planting and harvest, rain and dry ground, stillness and movement. You do not have to fight your humanity to be faithful. You can work with care and still rest. You can plan and still release. You can love deeply and still protect your peace. You can take responsibility and still admit that you need help. My child, you have been waiting for a future where you no longer have to depend on me. But dependence is not weakness. There is a beautiful humility in saying, I do not have everything I need inside myself. I need wisdom, I need rest, I need grace, I need God. That humility does not diminish you. It makes you available to receive. The manna in the wilderness taught people to receive enough for the day. They were not meant to live in terror over what would come next. They were meant to learn that provision would meet them as they walked. You too are learning that provision is often revealed while you walk. You may not have the courage for every future conversation today. You only need courage for the conversation that is yours today. You may not have the money for every imagined emergency today. You only need wisdom for the resource you have today and courage to seek help where help is available. You may not have the answer to the question that keeps you awake. You may only need to stop asking it at midnight and return to it in daylight, with prayer and perspective. You have been treating every thought like a command. Not every thought deserves obedience. Some thoughts are only fear passing through. Some thoughts are old wounds asking to be noticed. Some thoughts are habits your mind formed when life felt unsafe. You can notice them without following them. You can say, I hear this fear, but I do not have to obey it. You can say, I will write down what is practical, then I will rest. You can say, this concern matters, but it does not get to take over the entire day. This is not ignoring your life. It is learning how to govern your attention with wisdom. Your attention is precious. What you return to again and again becomes louder inside you. If you feed fear with constant rehearsal, fear will grow. If you return to truth, gratitude, prayer, wise action, rest, and what is actually in front of you, peace has room to grow too. Do not misunderstand me. Gratitude does not erase hardship. Prayer does not erase the need for practical action. Rest does not erase responsibility. But all of these help you meet responsibility without becoming consumed by it. You are allowed to take care of the practical things. Do not punish yourself after you have done what you can do. Do not keep reopening a problem after you have taken the next faithful step. You have done enough for this moment. Let today be today. Let tomorrow come when it comes. My child, you do not have to earn the right to feel peaceful. Peace is not a prize for people who have no problems. It is a place you can return to in the middle of problems. I am with you in the practical details. I am with you in the small decisions. I am with you as you learn a slower, steadier way. Receive what is given for today. It is enough for this moment. My child, I know the hardest kind of worry is not always about what you can do. Sometimes it is about what you cannot speed up. You cannot speed up another person's healing. You cannot speed up the outcome of a process. You cannot speed up a season that is still unfolding. You cannot speed up the answer after you have prayed and done what you know to do. And waiting can become painful when you begin to believe that nothing is happening. But slow is not the same as absent. Quiet is not the same as forgotten. An answer that has not arrived is not proof that your prayer was ignored. Stay with me, because I want to speak to the part of you that becomes afraid when nothing changes quickly. You have lived in a world that expects immediate responses. You can search for an answer, send a message, refresh a page, check a notification, and receive something in seconds. So when life moves slowly, when healing takes time, when a prayer remains open, you can begin to feel as though something has gone wrong. But some things cannot be rushed without being harmed. A wound needs time to close. Trust needs time to rebuild. Wisdom needs time to form. A new habit needs time to become strong enough to hold you. You have asked for peace, and sometimes the answer has begun as patience. You have asked for direction, and sometimes the answer has begun as a pause that keeps you from moving too quickly. You have asked for an open door, and sometimes the answer has begun as a closed door that protected you from a place you were not meant to remain. I know that this can be difficult to accept when you are tired. You do not need to pretend that waiting feels easy. You do not need to make a song out of every delay. You can say, "This hurts. I do not understand. I want an answer." Honesty is not unbelief. Bring me the honest prayer. Bring me the impatience. Bring me the disappointment. Bring me the part of you that is afraid you have been overlooked. I can hold it. You do not need to carry the pain of waiting by yourself. There is a difference between waiting and being abandoned. Waiting still has companionship. Waiting can still have purpose. Waiting can still be a place where you are strengthened, clarified, healed, and prepared. The Psalms are full of people who waited and cried out. They did not hide their questions. They brought them to God. They named their fear, their weariness, their need. And in that naming, they found that they were not alone. You can do the same. When the answer comes slowly, do not let your mind fill the silence with accusations against yourself. Do not say, "I must have done something wrong." Do not say, "I am not enough." Do not say, "Nothing good can happen for me." Those are not facts. They are fears trying to interpret a silence they do not understand. You do not have the whole story yet. You cannot see every movement beneath the surface. Think of a seed beneath soil. From above, it can look as though nothing is changing, but beneath the surface, roots are forming. The work is hidden because it must be hidden for a time. Some of your life is like that. There are strengths forming in you that you cannot yet measure. There are desires being clarified. There are false expectations falling away. There are people being moved, lessons being learned, and paths being prepared that you cannot see from where you stand. This does not mean every delay is easy or every waiting season is enjoyable. It means you do not have to call it empty. My child, there are things I may not answer in the way you expected, but I will not leave you without what you need to walk through this day. Sometimes the answer is a person who helps. Sometimes the answer is a boundary you finally keep. Sometimes the answer is a doctor, a counselor, a friend, a new job, a changed routine, a door you had not considered. Sometimes the answer is the courage to release the question that has been controlling your mind. You have been looking only for one kind of answer. Do not miss the grace that is arriving in another form. Look for what is already sustaining you. Look for the strength you had this morning that you did not think you had. Look for the moment you laughed even though you have been worried. Look for the small act of care you were able to receive. Look for the wisdom that stopped you from making a fear-driven choice. These are not insignificant. They are signs of life. You do not have to wait for a dramatic rescue to believe that help is present. Help can arrive quietly. Peace can grow slowly. Hope can return one small thought at a time. You have been asking, when will this be over? I cannot always give you a date, but I can remind you that you do not have to become lost while you wait. You can remain connected to what is true. You can take care of your body. You can reach toward safe people. You can continue the work that is yours. You can stop borrowing pain from a future that has not arrived. You can wait with your heart open. That is not passive, that is brave. My child, the answer coming slowly does not mean you are standing still. You are being carried through a season that is teaching you how to live with deeper roots. And when the next door opens, you will not enter it as the same person who first began waiting. You will enter with more wisdom, more softness, more strength, and more truth. Do not be ashamed of the pace. You are not behind me. I am with you in every unfinished part. My child, stop worrying. You do not have to solve tomorrow before you sleep. You do not have to hold every person you love inside your fear. You do not have to rehearse every possible loss in order to prove that you care. You do not have to keep your mind awake as though your exhaustion is what protects your life. I am with you. I am with you in the question. I am with you in the waiting. I am with you in the practical work that must be done. I am with you when you do not know what happens next. Take a breath now. Let this be a moment where you set down what is not yours to carry. Let this be a moment where you return to what is true. You are here. You are breathing. There is something you can do today, and there is something you can release today. Let this be your prayer. God, I have been carrying too much in my mind. I have tried to control outcomes that are beyond my reach. I have allowed fear to speak louder than truth. I have imagined pain before it arrived, and I have made myself tired trying to prepare for every possibility. Today, help me return to this moment. Help me recognize what is mine to do and what is yours to hold. Give me wisdom for the practical steps in front of me. Give me courage for the conversations I need to have. Give me gentleness toward my own tired heart. Teach me to rest without guilt. Teach me to wait without calling myself forgotten. Teach me to release the need to predict every outcome. When my thoughts begin to race, remind me that I can come back to you. When I feel afraid, remind me that fear does not get to decide my future. When I feel overwhelmed, remind me to take one honest step, then let the rest be held by you. My child, I hear that prayer. I hear the prayer beneath the words. I hear it when you cannot say it clearly. I hear it when all you can do is breathe and ask for peace. You do not have to be strong every minute. You do not have to have the answer before you can rest. You do not have to understand every season before you can trust that you are held in it. I am with you before the door opens. I am with you when the door remains closed. I am with you when you have to begin again. I am with you when you receive good news and when you are still waiting for it. Do not let the future steal the life that is in front of you. Do not let fear make you miss the kindness that is present today. Do not let one unanswered question convince you that your whole story is uncertain. Your story is still being written. Your life still contains possibility. Your heart can still learn peace. Let tomorrow remain where it belongs. It is not in your hands tonight. Breathe, rest, and begin again without fear. You may plan, you may prepare, you may ask for wisdom, and you may take the next faithful step. But you do not have to carry the outcome. I will be with you there. Rest your mind. Release your shoulders. Receive the care that is available to you. Let your body know that it is safe to pause. Let your heart know that it does not have to earn my nearness. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. You are not required to become fearless before you live. You can live with courage while fear is still present. You can choose peace one breath at a time. And when the next thought comes to pull you into tomorrow, return to this. I am with you. Stay in this day. Do what is yours to do. Release what is not. Let this moment be smaller than the fear around it. Notice the light in the room, the air in your lungs, and the next kind thing you can do for yourself today. Let that be enough for now, just for today. You do not have to carry tomorrow tonight. Amen.